Hi, this is Helen.
I'm Harville.
We are thrilled Charlotte suggested we do a video
Absolutely.
about marketing your work.
Absolutely.
And here's what we have to say. As you approach your potential customer base or your market, the first thing to do is state the problem. So you might say something like, have you ever had a conversation that didn't go well? Or maybe it was a total failure and like you don't ever want to see the person again or whatever. Well, I'm a safe conversations leader. I can teach you the process of safe conversations. I offer workshops, individual training, as well as individual consulting. Safe conversations is a simple process to learn. It teaches anyone to shift from conflict to connection in all of your relationships. For the first time in the history of the world, the relational sciences are teachable due to the breakthroughs in the neurosciences in the 1990s. So what we teach is a different way to think about your relationship. So there are 4 things I'll raise that are unique about safe conversations. First, we have a new definition of a relationship. A relationship isn't necessarily 2 people with a history or whatever. A relationship is 2 people and the space between the 2 people. And to have a healthy relationship, both people need to learn to steward the space between in a way that there's safety in this space between the 2 people. Because if either one gets anxious, the safety's disrupted and they don't want to be close. But if they can restore safety, they then can work through their problems, co-create a plan where they have different opinions and they can still get along. So keeping that new definition of a relationship is important. Now, the way you keep safety in the relationship is 4 things. First, there's a dialogue process where people take turns talking and listening. The sender talks to the receiver and receives the message, and the receiver speaks back. You don't need to say that. But it's a dialogue. We teach a dialogue process. We also, number 2, encourage people to make a commitment to zero negativity as they're talking to someone else. It's not what they say, but it's how they say it. They can talk about their biggest frustrations, but we teach you how to deal with horrible things that have gone on in a relationship and really terrible problems, but in a way that you say it in a safer way where the other person's more likely to get engaged and problem solve with you. So the third thing, we teach the importance of affirmations in the relationship, that you not just talk about what the other person's doing wrong or that you try to improve them or whatever, but you tell them what they're doing right. And there's a phrase, what you focus on in your relationship with another person is what you get. That the more you can tell them what they're doing right, the more you're going to get that behavior.
And could I just add to that, is that what we discovered is that it isn't enough just to go zero negative. You really have to go also affirmations. And the reason we discovered is that negativity is a defense that the brain has used for millions of years. And so when you take away negativity, which is a great thing to do, your brain then doesn't have a defense.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes into chaos and anxiety. So what we discovered is you have to replace negativity with affirmation. So when you do that, the brain now knows what to do. It's supposed to say, hey, you're a great person. Can we go for a walk? that if any way that I affirm you, now the brain is an action brain. It doesn't know how to do anything but do something. And when it has nothing to do, it goes into panic. So and then the brain has learned that that's the best defense there is to be connected to and safe with another human being. That's safer than being judgmental. So it's kind of a miracle of discovery.
There's a whole process of zero
Right.
negativity and affirmations, which is fun to teach. And you can tell them that that's what you're an expert at doing,
Yep.
because it includes voice tone, look in the eye,
Right.
just all that. And then learning I should say, teaching people to shift frustrations into request or wishes, that then allows for safer conversations. So basically, a bottom line comment for marketing is people think if people are having terrible struggles in a relationship, whoops, maybe they should never see that person again, or maybe they're somehow paired up with the wrong person. We have the opposite view, that if you're struggling in a relationship as a safe conversation leader, we know how that struggle is an opportunity for growth to happen in your relationship. The struggle is an invitation to step in and learn a new way to be with each other, and both of you will grow in the process. So do you want to add to, Harville has often bigger picture thoughts.
Well, this one is a smaller picture thought.
Okay.
And we can go to the big picture too, but I think to summarize what Helen is talking about is people ask, well, what is safe conversations? And what is it that we're trying to deliver? And what we, at the bottom line, are trying to do with all those structures is help people talk. That is all that we are interested in doing, is help people talk. And the reason for that is that's what everybody does. It is the universal way human beings interact with each other is through language. And what we've discovered is that talking, which is the universal mode of interaction, is the most dangerous thing people do. And that nearly all problems can be assigned to the way people talk to each other. So our lane in the bowling alley is to help people learn how to talk. And now we call it becoming relationally competent, which is a relational competency is I can have a conversation with somebody without ticking them off or getting ticked off myself. So that's all we do, is to help people talk. So if anybody, as Helen started out, is you ever had a conversation that didn't go right, or if you did something, you made it even worse, that's what our product is to help conversations, i.e. talking, work. And our three little phrases are talking without criticizing, listening without judging, and connecting about and around and beyond differences. And when we do that, we have a safe relationship. And we think, to the big picture, that when we get enough people to do that, then we think that enough people is 3.8 billion, which is a tipping point of the planet's population. That when we get that number of people having safe conversations, namely being relationally competent as an everyday process, our civilization will change from a civilization based on competition, control, domination, winner take all, to a civilization that is based on collaboration, cooperation, co-creation, and connecting. And we call that a relational civilization. And we think a relational civilization is the next stage in human evolution. And that's our project. So that's what you've signed up for. And hopefully we'll all meet each other along the path.
Well, thank you for wanting to get this well marketed.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Our hearts are with you.
And it's worth every bit of energy you put into it.